quwwata illa billahi al-azim. The National President of the United Democratic Party, Alain Bojang, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Democratic Party, Ajayam Seka, First National Deputy President, Ajayam Yabo, Second National Deputy President, Honorable Modusane, National President of the Women's Wing, the first and second Deputy National President of the United Democratic Party, Aja Adama Jallo and Aja Nagonjai. Members of the Central Committee, members of the newly elected National Executive, colleagues, leaders of sister political parties, and in this instance, I recognize the presence of Honorable Mama Kande, the Secretary General and leader of GDC. We are indeed honored by your presence. Raising this occasion means a lot to the UDP, and I think it should mean a lot to all political parties that there must be a spirit of cooperation between the various political parties in this country. I also recognize the presence of Her Excellency, Madam Fatimata Tambajan Jallo. Sorry, it should be the other way around. Madam Fatimata Jallo Tambajan, not Tambajan Jallo. The co-chair of Coalition 2016 posed immense contribution in shaping and designing the strategy for the eviction of Yahya Jammeh goes down in the history of this country with the greatest merit. I'm honored by your presence. Members of the National Assembly, they are present. The Mayor of Kanifing Municipality, the Mayores of the City of Banjul, the Chairman of the various local government authorities, elected councillors, distinguished delegates, and again, I think I'll be remiss if I do not also today, again, recognize the presence amongst us of Aja Mayendur and Aja Salih Dabo. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off where Mr. Carr, or at least add to what Mr. Salah said here. We want to register our profound appreciation for the presence of the Independent Electoral Commission amongst our midst since the opening of this Congress. Their representative has been with us, watching and observing our conduct to see whether we really can measure up to what we call ourselves a democratic organization. We are indeed honored by your presence. Amilet, we are undoubtedly grateful to her. Apart from affording us the facilities for the use of this magnificent hall, she provided us lunch on Friday for a delegation as big as 1,000 official delegation, not to talk of those who decided to come on. We are very grateful to you, Amilet, and we believe that your institution is really performing what you consider to be your corporate social responsibility. We are really grateful to you. The Secretariat that managed the organization and the services that were given by Secretariat, the preparation of the resolutions, the drafting of the amendments was done with utmost firmness, and it was done really with great enthusiasm, and we are grateful for your expertise, and we are happy that we have put at the disposal of the United Democratic Party your time and your expertise. The ad hoc Electoral Commission, well, I'm sure you have imitated the good work that the IEC does, or at least the IEC did in the last cycle of elections. We have imitated them and conducted the elections in ways that cannot be challenged. Well, or probably in ways that even if it is challenged, the challenge would prove to be a nullity. But thank you very much for your efficient job. And of course, the security. We are grateful to the security, but more so grateful to you, the members of the UDP. Because Time was operating under a great deal of apprehension, because I had heard information that this was going to be a very rough Congress. And in fact, somebody said, but thank God, Mahani Sonka, and we appreciate the presence of the security, which I believe was a deterrent for those who might want to really throw spanners in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, our honored guests, we have come to the end of our National Congress. It has been a fruitful and progressive three-day engagement. We have had some profound and progressive discussions, and we are no doubt living in a state of readiness to build our party into a forward-looking and democratic one. I thank every one of you for being here today. This assembly of our honorable delegates represents the culmination of an exemplary internal democratic process that was undertaken across the entire length and breadth of the country. The open and fair, please, your light is on my eyes, please. Yeah? Your light is disturbing me. The democratic process that was undertaken across the entire length and breadth of the country. The open, fair, and rigorous exercise in which the people themselves chose their leaders is testament of the profound history and founding creed of our great party, with its emphasis on democratic principles and supremacy of the voice of the members of the party. I thank all those who participated, and in instances where the contests were competitive, the process was somewhat intense, but it was all in the best tradition of participative democracy, and I call on all members and supporters to embrace our shared values and move forward together as a family. I wish to congratulate all those who were elected to be representatives and holders of our party, holders and leaders of our party from the village level to the national level. In particular, I want to congratulate Yamasani for making history in being the first female constituency chairperson. Brikama South constituency has set an example for all, and let us emulate them. In similar vein, I want to thank all those who contested or all those who were nominated but decided to withdraw from the contest because of the party unity they want to deserve. This is UDP, and it was always UDP calculating. And I appreciate very much your candor in expressing your views while you had put in your candidature. As I accept with utmost humility the honor, trust, and confidence bestowed on me by our honorable delegates as the newly elected Secretary General, I want to sincerely thank all members of the outgoing executive with whom I have had the singular privilege to work in steering the affairs of this great party. Individually and in the aggregate, the previous leadership exerted maximum effort in the conduct of their duties as enshrined in our Constitution, remaining true to our history and tradition of integrity, respect, and service to the people who have reposed their confidence in us. I am confident the party and the country can count on their continuous support in different capacities as we move forward. Before proceeding, I want to respectfully ask all of you gathered here today and others following our proceedings through the presence of the vibrant media of our new Gambia and the rest of our citizens, wherever they may be, to join me in reflecting and remembering our committed and selfless heroes, who, by the will of the Almighty Allah, have not lived to witness this day. Each of them was an ordinary Gambian, like all of us, who firmly believed in the presence of democracy and the selfless sacrifices it required to confront a ruthless tyrant who sought to deny it to the people of this country. They dutifully accepted the mortal danger associated with their principled advocacy in the determined pursuit of a Gambia that is free, democratic, and at peace with itself and its diverse people. Living in harmony, their sincerity, commitment to the greater good, and strong faith enabled them to conquer the natural fear of bodily and material harm that comes with fighting a vicious dictator who routinely employed violence. Their courage and determination contributed immensely to where we are today. Distinguished delegates, my fellow citizens, let us take a moment to remember Alhaji Ansumana Diba, first national president of UDP, Colonel Sam Silla, former national president of UDP, Femi Peters, former Senior Administrative Secretary, External Affairs, Momolang Sibul Nyasi, former National Organizing Secretary and former youth leader, Solo Sandem, former National Organizing Secretary and former youth leader, Solo Koroma of Sandu, Daslame, Lamarong, former Deputy National Organizing Secretary, Ibrahim Ajanko Sise, youth activist and journalist, Serakunda West, Kaniba Kaye, former youth leader, Combo East, Ibrahim Adrame, commonly known Burama, Saja Kunjansane, leader Women's Wing, Combo Central, Kebute Jafne, former UDP, Jaliba, Keba Tamba Jame, founding member of the United Democratic Party, in fact the brain behind the founding of the United Democratic Party. Jallo Sane, also a brain behind the founding of the United Democratic Party. Sidia Sanyang, first Senior Administrative Secretary, UDP. Dr. Boro Suzo, former strategist and a formidable intellectual powerhouse of UDP. Alhaji Mustafa Diouf, former regional chairman, Banjul. Mohamed Diallo, alias MG, first secretary, Banjul. Alhaji Baba Toure, former national bureau chief. Turo Diallo, former Combo Central activist. Seni Sise, Master Seni Sise, former member Elders Committee. Mas Joe, former member Elders Committee. Sanayeye Bojan, former West Coast Region Chairman, Chairman Combo North Constituency, and member Elders Committee. Ansumana Jata, former Chairman Combo Central Constituency. Gaulo Mansa, Amadou Seka, our oral historian and griot. Mansa Jali Jahe Suso, oral historian and griot. Alhaj Karam Wafati, former chairman, North Bank Region, and chairman, Badbi Central Constituency. Kutubo Mane, former advisor and diaspora leader. Yai Baji, youth activist, Talinding Kunjang. Sali Jawara, youth activist, Sane Mentran Constituency. Tumbu Samate, former chairman, Lower River Region. Fatu Fofana, female activist, Sening Gajo of Hagan Spring. Maria Majallo, former Banjul South women's leader. Mba Salim Makalo, Bakau constituency women's wing leader. Ajafat Seka second, Banjul North women leader. Anta Samba, first secretary, female youth wing. Ayayamu Ture of Serakunda, women leader. Alahi Dembo, Tai Tunkara, chairman, URR region. Horojandu, Banjul Central Constituency women leader. Nyahandao, former Jokadu women's leader. Fabajo Dabo, master drummer and Barawudo performer. Never again, with his death, will we hear Lawyer Dabo, Yembutele de Kovembala, Hansan Wembala. We'll never hear something again. Kunda Kamara, former member of the National Women's Wing. Okuta Thomas, former advisor to the Youth Wing and member of the Central Committee. Christian Davis, former Central Committee member. Among all the elders whose vice council we missed are Sir Ali Suleiman Jack, whom we fondly call Pa Jack. Pa Kabasanian of Brikama, Uncle Hassan Musa Kamara, Suwandu Kamara, Master Danso, Alaj Silfo Kuyate, Alaj Keba Sen. These were all patriots in the true sense of the word, driven less by the quest for what Gambia owed them as citizens, but rather by the profound sense of duty to a country and people their family believed deserved freedom and democracy. Their vision was that of a Gambia that rightfully takes its place among the family of nations. Its people live dignified lives and freely choosing leaders that share their values of honesty, hard work, and integrity. Their legacy of selfless devotion to a country is what lies at the very essence of this great party, and it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to validate those noble principles. It is for that very reason that the Gambian people in the last election cycles have elected our candidates into office, giving them the largest proportion of responsibility following the restoration of democracy. This is a sacred duty, sacred trust for which the Gambians people expect maximum exertion of effort to consolidate democracy, govern transparently, honestly, and absolute fidelity to the rule of law. What binds us all as committed members of the UDP goes far beyond the long, intimate bonds we have forged in the tough trenches of a two-year decade, tough struggle to end tyranny, during which we laughed and cried together, huddled together as bands of brothers and sisters in houses, huts, gele-geles, at varied places in various circumstances. As consequential as those encounters are, UDP is at its core as an idea that is very deep in the hearts of each and every member and non-member who support on principle or on specific national issues important to them. The idea revolves around the principle of individual commitment to advance the greater good. And this honorable trait is what you will find here in this assembly, in all our members across this great country, and in all our chapters across the globe, from Angola, United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, France, Switzerland, Poland, Scandinavia, Asia, North Africa, the Middle East, and everywhere in between. Whether one is resident in Manchester or in Manjaikunda, India in Asia or India in Obabadu, Frankfurt or Frafenye, Bangui or Banjul, the role and commitment of each of our members and supporters is resilient and complementary, and this has been the key to our success. Long-time members and supporters find instant camaraderie with newer members who bring energy and vigor, drawing inspiration from our party, for our party's proud history of hard work, honest and integrity. We must jealously safeguard the values that has earned on the trust of the Gambian people. Our duty as leaders, both elected and appointed, is to diligently serve the Gambian people honestly and transparently. Those who are called to serve have a responsibility to be worthy of the trust the people repose in them. I remind myself and my colleagues in positions of leadership to be humble with authority, categorically eschew corruption of all manners, and be always guided by honest integrity. Our focus has to be exclusively on addressing the present issues our nation faces and serving its citizens. I also urge all our members and supporters to remain true to our founding values of unity, UDP Kankiling, and selflessness in the pursuit of the greater good. We must avoid giving opportunity to those who seek to instigate polarization and corrupt practices amongst our ranks. UDP was built by and is sustained by its constituent members and supporters. It is you, the rank and file within the party, in and outside the Gambia, who choose leaders to run the party. Nominate candidates of your choice to run for all offices. It is you who draft the policies of the party. It is you who fund the party. And by the grace of Allah, the Almighty, you have managed it all under very difficult circumstances to get us where we are today. You have proven that this party belongs to you, the ordinary Gambian. When Yahya Jammeh foolishly thought by killing and jailing those of us who you selected to be your leaders, he could kill your party. UDP is yours and it is buried deep in your heart. And no man walking this earth can divest you of what you own. It happens a great deal that I am part of a party and a movement that transcends me and an individual. There will always be good men and women to carry on our shared values to greater heights in the settings such as this even in the future. I want to specifically thank the UDP women. You are the heartbeat of the party. Without you, we couldn't succeed. I am inspired by your courage, devotion, and tremendous effort you exert at every turn. At our time of greatest need, you stepped up, took charge, and helped send a dictator packing. You made history, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I similarly extend my sincere gratitude to our dynamic and growing diaspora chapters all over the world. You are the quintessential UDP, driven, committed, and selfless. The invaluable contribution you make in leveraging the substantial influence on your relatives in this country to help get our candidates elected, the brain trust you provide for the party, as well as honorable recruitment efforts you undertake on behalf of the party have made a huge difference. I am also grateful for the important advocacy you do with like-minded Gambians in areas such as democracy consolidation and good governance in general. You have our gratitude, and the party values your good counsel at all times. We must be cognizant at all times that our strong bonds as members and supporters of this great party is built upon a foundation of shared values and faith in the principles of democracy. Our loyalty is to the party and what it stands for, which is infinitely more than what any single individual represents. It is your courage and selflessness that contributed to the restoration of democracy. A dictator could neither cow you with violence, nor could he buy your dignity and support with the treasury he had at his fingertips, because your conscience was never up for sale. In this new Gambia, you have to buy. I urge all of you to be alert and resistant to those who seek to devalue your commitment to your party with inducements. It is a practice that is inconsistent with the proud history and legacy of a party you have built and nurtured from birth to triumph. In similar vein, we must all operate within the institutional setup of our party as outlined in the Constitution. Consequently, only prescribed organs of the party have validity and standing to conduct the affairs of the party at every level at all times. Any individual or entity outside the party structures, whatever designation they may assign themselves, any guise they may present themselves, and under any circumstances they appear, are not UDP. And I repeat, are not UDP. The party is the entity you, the members, have created, registered, elected its leaders, fund with your resources, and whose office holders are accountable to you. My fellow Gambians, the UDP stood by you when it was tough. The UDP fought for you, for your rights, and never wavered. That resolve is stronger today than ever in the past 22 years. You stood by us when it mattered. That we will never forget. We today pledge to continue to pursue the agenda for the Gambian and the Gambian people. We will never abandon Gambia and the Gambians. We thank you for your continuous support and dedication. We will march forward. We will march towards national development for all, protection of rights and freedom of all Gambians. We are grateful and will continue to partner with you, all Gambians, to create a better country as enshrined in the NDP 2018-2021. This National Development Plan is the only agenda the United Democratic Party knows, and is the only agenda the United Democratic Party will support to see to it that it is fully and successfully implemented. Other than that, there is no other agenda or no other development agenda that we support. Generations yet unborn will look back to this moment in our history and say that was the turning point when UDP took the necessary action to turn the tide. I call on all Gambians to work together for the betterment of this nation. As a party, I speak for each and every member of my executive and my party when I say thank you. Let us continue to work together in harmony to mend the fabric of our society that has been torn beyond recognition. What is a nation if its people are not in harmony? Together, we will rebuild the country, brick by brick. We have lost a lot, but there is more to gain as a people. On behalf of my party, my family, and well-wishers, I say big thank you to all Gambians. The UDP is yours, and we will never abandon. I continue to be grateful to the UDP for the trust bestowed on me over the past several years as your leader. I welcome the continued trust that they have, and the dream that they continue to have for the party. Trust is fundamental attribute for someone or any group of people to bestow on any person. I am humble. I will pledge to work tirelessly for the UDP and the Gambian people. We will ensure our country is not left behind in terms of political awareness, understanding their roles and responsibilities. When I walked through the gates of Mile 2, I was prepared to die for my beliefs and convictions, which was driven by love for my country, the Gambia, and her people. Therefore, I will continue to strive to earn their trust and to respond to their concerns by listening and learning. I will continue to be a voice for all in our communities and in the diaspora. To build trust in our nation's democracy, we need a more open form of dialogue for citizens and politicians to genuinely debate problems and solutions. From these, we will learn a lot. It is about a different type of politics. It is about a more open and honest dialogue, frank about problems, candid about our dilemmas, and never losing touch with the concerns of people. And I am more optimistic than ever about what we can do together, a strong society that basks in a shared prosperity. I urge everyone who shares values of this great party, who have not formally joined us, to do so now. This is a renewed United Democratic Party, and our arms are wide open to embrace all new members in fraternity. I would like to say this to the Gambian people. Today, as I lead a new party with a new outlook and a new priorities, let us all rededicate ourselves to maintain and improving on our predominance in the Gambian political arena. I am confident that with the wonderful, competent officials we have just elected, we are bound for higher heights. I believe an organization works well when it is dedicated to serving the people. I will continue to work hard for you, the UDP, and the Gambian government. As you all know, this party under my leadership has undergone a lot of hardship and vicissitude during the Gambian dictatorship. But these painful experiences never deterred me in my pursuit of the UDP mission and mandate for a Gambian society marked by freedom, democracy, and respect for human rights, which we all enjoy today. This is who I am, and this is who I will be, I'll ever be. I'll continue to do my utmost for UDP and all people of the Gambia. This is what I have been, and I will continue to be. I thank you all for the invaluable confidence and trust you have reposed in me. As you go across the country, as you return to your countries, to your villages, to your towns, and to your settlements, I urge each and every one of you to be a worthy ambassador. Push the UDP's agenda of keeping the Gambia free from any form of dictatorship. You sacrifice your lives. You put your lives on the lifeline. Some of you went to prison. Some of you went into exile. Some of you were so severely maltreated that you have virtually become some kind of vegetable. It was not for a purpose. We wanted the vice that was in this country, the horrible things that were reigning supreme in this country. We wanted to ensure that it was completely overthrown in this country. We have done so. Now our sacred duty is to ensure that we do not resile into that situation before 1st December 2016. It is our duty, it is our obligation to ensure that that is done. Otherwise, we will be failing the Gambian people. You as leaders, I urge you to be more engaging, not only to be engaging, but to do so with maximum decorum and accept divergent views, however distasteful they may be. And your power is to counter-argue them and show them that their position is untenable, it is your position that is tenable. That is, would be making worthy leaders of this party. Honorable National President, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure to declare the United Democratic Party National Congress 2018 formally closed. I hope we'll be able to meet again in 2020 at another venue where we will probably have a better Congress, where we will be then preparing the party for the 2021 elections. I thank you all.
Thank you very much.